Hello everyone and welcome back to PAX and Recreation. And we are back at the podcast style, baby. So we're kind of exploring this format. Disclaimer, if you are new to this channel, this is more of a podcast vibe thing, okay? So I open PAX, I talk a lot of shit. That's kind of how it works. If you just want the pulse, look at the end of the video or just mute me and put the video in twice the speed or something, I don't know. I've been getting some feedback from you guys, so regarding the giveaways, I'm looking for the best way to do it. I don't feel like we have critical mass for me to do like a Patreon or something. I can try it, but it will be like 2 guys, I think, at least based on comments. But if you disagree, please let me know in the comments, or at least I can make it like everyone that comments in the video enters the raffle or something. I don't know. And we can do it either per cards or per boost. I don't know. I'm open to feedback. I'm trying to do it the best way I can, and just let me know. So I guess Patreon is more like private kind of thing. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. So, and also regarding this podcast format, I'm trying to see if we can do it weekly, more or less. Let me know if that's something that you would like. And it's like a roundup of news and my feelings on things. And just opening, collector boosters, play boosters, instead of just going after the chase or doing bundle mania or doing curiosity products. So let me know. And maybe can do with other things instead of Magic, but today we're going to do it with Magic the Gathering, more specifically Streets of New Capenna and a collector booster box, which is a testament to my difficulty in getting collector booster boxes for the recent sets, which is, I guess, the first topic that I want to open this with. After the Final Fantasy saga, which never said better because sagas, right? So this comes with a promo. It's not buy a box. It's like a box topper. That's the name. Gala Greeters. Elf Druid. Not bad. So I'm going to put this baby, at least, it comes pretty much protected. So I'm going to put this baby here. I think these are the first, I may be wrong, but I think these are the first collector boosters that I opened from New Capenna. So I'm actually kind of excited. So first impressions are the boosters are very sexy, I have to say. Not all normally they put their A game in the collector boosters in the wraps, but this thing is sweet. So regarding the new sets, yeah. So basically the new sets have been some of the most difficult for me to get my hands on. And you see the amount of shit that we open in this channel. It's like I have connects and multiple stores and whatnot, but apparently not good enough. Final Fantasy, I couldn't get my hands on a collector booster, and now I can, obviously, but I very much refuse to pay more than the price of a PlayStation 5 for that. So F in the chat and F them, the scalpers. But I think that, overall, like, I understand. Some people comment sometimes like, ooh, boo boo. It's like, listen, I understand the market. It's just that it really pisses me off because I just want my cardboard cutouts. Oh man, these lands are amazing. I never saw these things, at least not in person. This thing is sweet. Damn. And this is why I like collector boosters. See? It's just the magic of the pool. Not so much the value. Chorus Appraiser, not bad. Razor's Ring. Doing this podcast with collector boosters is more difficult because it gets more of a reaction out of me because it's like, ooh, look at this. And I immediately stops my train of thought. I just like shiny things. What can I say? Maestros Diabolist. From the Commander decks, Perry the Pulverizer, or Perry the Pulverizer, I guess. Since we are in Americana, that needs to be the Cemetery Tampering. Nice. Tenacious Underdog. Oh man, this card. I play against this thing a lot of times in Standard. Obscura Ascendancy. Nice treatment. See, this treatment is elegant and cool. It's just everything that we want. And an Ogre Warrior that is also a Rhino Warrior. So, which, I mean, you can't tell me that someone at Wizards didn't do this and was doing like, this is totally like a rock steady thing from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, it's even holding a sewer lead. I don't know the name of the freaking thing. Sometimes my brain just farts. So Okay, going back, yeah. So Final Fantasy has been thought. Age of Eternities, I was like, well, it's gonna be easier. It wasn't. I guess that the Poke Bros are already well deep into into buying the stuff. Age of Eternities has been difficult even to get the commander decks, which is like, really? Like, I get it that it's the last two commander decks that we're gonna get this year, but at the same time, it's like, brother, these are not even the best commander decks of the year, and these are not the most valuable ones. Nice. These are not the most valuable ones. Like in terms of value, they are not crazy over the value of others in the past. So, the Final Fantasy ones are still more valuable. So I don't understand exactly what is happening. And Spider-Man is all over the place, really. Spider-Man is weird because Age of Eternities, we're gonna open some Age of Eternities stuff coming soon. It's just gonna be late. But I guess that if you're following this channel, you're not here for the news. So we just open red shit and stuff when I get my hands on them. So I guess I look forward to it because yes, I am very much excited to open Age of Eternities. I've been playing a little bit, did a pre-release, and I like it a lot more than what I was expecting. To be honest, to be fair, I don't know what I was expecting, but it surprised me positively, I have to say, because nice. I was like, okay, space opera. Contrary to some people, I wasn't like, oh man, space doesn't belong in Magic. It's like, listen, at this point, after the Cowboys and the Cyberpunk shit, like anything belongs in Magic the Gathering, and that's only the universes within sets. If you're going to consider the universes beyond as in things that you see on the table when you play Magic on a LGS, then yeah, my friend, anything goes for Magic the Gathering now. That's pretty much it. Oh, first blue card. I was already. Oh, I had this one in Arena, like one of the default decks that they give you. I play with this thing so much. It's not that good, but it's just what it is. Nice, man. These boosters are not like going for me, but the lands are scratching that itch. I mean, these cards are gorgeous nonetheless. Like this, we can't deny. Like, if you say these cards are not gorgeous, even if it's subjective, like you at least have to admit that it's like they are clean. It's some of the cleanest special treatments in Magic. It's like it's not confusing. It respects the Magic style. It's just like a more ornamental style to the basic Magic frame. So that's very good. But yeah, so Age of Eternities, I will talk more when we open the Age of Eternities boxes and we do this podcast again, because that's my intention. I bought a couple of them just to do that. I just worry that I won't have time doing one podcast per week opening stuff, because then Spider-Man is going to come out and blah, 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 which is kind of my problem with current Magic. Someone commented in the last video, in the last podcast, that the key is to chill a little bit and yes, ironically, that comment from someone from Wizards some time ago when someone was like, are you not concerned that people are going to get burned out because you guys are releasing a lot of stuff every 3 months or every 2 months and a half or something like that? There is a new set. Sometimes it's a standard legal set, sometimes it's Universes Beyond, sometimes it's a reprint or remastered set. And that guy, which I always forget the name, but I don't hate him or anything, but that person said, oh yeah, you don't need to buy everything, right? And growing up is realizing that he wasn't wrong. I mean, I still think that his words are a little bit out of touch. I feel, nice, nice indeed. Damn, this shit is cool. I really do feel like his words feel, it's not the same, but they do feel a little bit like, Paris Hilton saying like, oh, why are you guys poor? Just stop being poor, right? That sort of thing. Because the reply from Wizards being, oh, you need to buy everything, while they just release everything. It's, when it's a question that mostly concerns their fans, lifelong fans, it's kind of a little bit tone deaf to me, right? It's like, It's like, really? You're gonna tell me that? Like, I'm trying to buy everything from you guys, at least like one box per set, one collectors, or commanders, and all that, because I love the game. I'm on top of it, etc. And your reply to me is, you don't need to buy everything if you're burning out or whatever. Which I understand. I understand it. Mountain, forest, plains, interstapped, cycling tree. Not bad, not great, but amazing looking. And following that tradition, the same. Sanders Launch, the Trilands, the Tap Trilands. Treasure and a Rogue. The Treasure is gorgeous too. Damn. So I understand what he's saying. They're casting a wide net, right? The wide net that they're casting is basically, listen, we're going to release a set every 2 months or 2 months and a half, right? And Age of Eternities is a good example of the craziness. Like the day Age of Eternities was being released, they were releasing spoilers for Spider-Man. It's like, brother, let me enjoy things. It's like, even if it feels like they are trying to shock therapy us into desensitizing us to not be on top of the game so much. It's crazy because it's like, oh, every Age of Eternities, right? Like if you are not on the train, like watching the spoilers, watching the videos, the collaborations that they do, because sometimes the professor has a deck to reveal, and sometimes the guys from Game Nights have a deck to. Oh, nice! The guys from Game Nights have a deck to review or to reveal, or they have spoiler cards or some shit. So it feels that if you disengage a little bit from the hype train, you are out of touch, and it happens to me a lot. Whenever I go to Reddit sometimes, and it's like, oh, this just happened. For example, the most Luxior Giada's Gift. I didn't know this thing existed. Equip creature gets +1/+1 for each counter on it. Equip permanent isn't a planeswalker. Okay. And it's a creature in addition to its other types. Loyalty abilities can still be activated. Equip planeswalker 1. Equip 3. This can be very interesting for my Super Friends deck. Or not. I mean, that makes them less targetable, so that's good. This card is okay. I will use this card for sure. Plus, it looks very cool. So, it feels like you just get disconnected. Like the latest one, which I guess will date this podcast a little bit, is that I just go into Reddit and I see a bunch of people saying like, oh, nice. Jetmir Nexus of Rebels. Two mythics in the same pack? Now, this is a collector booster. 3 mythics in the same pack. Although this is from the Commander decks, but still. Nice. Very nice. I go in and the one thing I see is like, oh yeah, based on the recent news that is like, this is going to be like Magic for Girls, and there's this great skit by some people, I guess is the correct way of referring to people, doing this whole sketch about like, this is magic for her, right? And I found it very funny, but at the same time I was like, wait, what is the news, right? And a lot of people were saying the same. It's like, wait, what are the news? And it's like, well, apparently is that we're going to have K-pop sets and romantic sets and whatnot. I wouldn't be surprised if they just start releasing cards from like a what's the name of this saga? Is a throne of, damn, I know that people refer to it as Etar or something like that. I will, when I release these cards, I will go check it. And apparently that's for her, right? It's like that's the type of thing. Ironically enough, I think that I guess some ladies will like the K-pop cards, but it's like My Little Pony. They released the My Little Pony Secret Lair, and it was all dudes. Like, come on, it's like the bronies are bronies for a reason. Like, and they like to pretend it's like, oh, this is for the girlies. It's like, no. First, that's a very old way of thinking about things, and nice. And two, it's like it was just a bunch of dudes buying, rainbow sparkle cards. Nice. Edge foil. And this edge foil looks. See, this is my drama with edge foils. Like, it looks cool at the same time. It looks dull. Like the colors are very dull, like compared to this, right? It looks cool on its own way, but it just looks like a couple of colors toned off, which is It's a shame, but it's what it is. So let me see the name of the. Well, apparently it's at Throne of Glass from Sarah J. Maas. I think I'm not well versed into this, but I believe that's kind of the vibe that they are going to. They were advertising as coming up next for Magic the Gathering. And it's like, sure, because Marvel is too much for boys, I guess. Even though I think I know more Marvelites that are quote unquote girls than I know Marvelites that are men. But sure, why not? If we're going to advertise Magic like as if we were Mattel in the 1990s, sure, it's like Barbies for the girls and Action Men for the boys, and G.I. Joe and TMNT and Polly Pocket for the girls. Even though Polly Pocket was kind of cool as fuck because it was like miniatures, and miniatures are cool. And yes, we had Micro Machines, but you know the problem with a lot of these is that if you had a sister or brother, depending on your context, you maybe had like a fuller range of toys to play with. But it's true that parents back in the day, you know, their gender roles, what they were, and marketing was what it was, right? So you got marketed what you wanted. And yes, some kids were like, no, I want to play with Barbies, and even though they were like a boy. And some parents were like, okay, but the most normal thing is that if for some reason the kid was like, I want to play with Polly Pocket because it looks cool, it's miniatures, the miniatures are fucking sick. It's like, no, that's for girls. And end of thing, which and I know that there is this whole theory that we give toys to kids to prepare them for their roles in society, so that's why girls and like to play with babies, because it's sharpening their maternal skills and whatnot. But it's just so just let them. It's like, you know, can you imagine in this year an age 2025 being like, oh, new Capenna, well, that looks girly. This is a set for the ladies. It's like, what are we doing? Like 2025 year of our Lord. Just let people enjoy things. I don't know, which is my whole philosophy with Universes Beyond. Right? I don't hate Universes Beyond, which takes me to Spider-Man. Spider-Man. They started with even more spoilers the day that Age of Eternities came out, which to me was overbearing, because I was like, really, brother, come on, let me just enjoy one weekend of just looking at the cards. Nice. Looking at the cards from Age of Eternities, savoring them. And I saw some people like on Reddit commenting like, brother, but we already know most of the cards. It's like, well, because you are in the cycle of spoilers and being on top of shit. And man, this shit looks like gold. It's crazy. Like, and then that's okay. If you enjoy that, that's okay. But I still like going to the pre-release, discovering the cards, and you know. And some people will be like, "Oh, that's not optimal because if you don't know the cards and the archetypes, you can't build." It's like, well, let me enjoy my fucking way. Like, I just like the discovery. Like, the reason why I like, and I guess it's the same for a lot of people until you become an investor, bro. The reason why I like opening boosters is the joy of it. Like I mean, this is gambling, yes, but. Nice, by the way. But the whole thing for me is like, what's gonna come up in the next booster, right? Like, surprise. It's a matter of luck, and well, it's just luck and surprises, really. And that's why I find it funny. And there is the rush of like, oh, this card is cool. This card is very expensive. But I've been excited about Giada's Gift, which I don't know how much it's worth, because as I say multiple times when I do these videos, I don't check the prices beforehand, so I don't know. But I know that I'm going to use that card and those lands. Those lands are sick as hell. But everything else, I don't know. It's just the joy of like, oh, this card looks cool. Oh, this card looks that, right? So, which I believe should be the thing. But again, if you enjoy your own way, that's cool. That's why, to a degree, I also don't mind scalpers, as long as, you know, there is enough for the scalpers to buy and then for me to buy, which defeats the purpose of the scalpers, which I'm okay with. But, you know, it's like, if you want to go into the store day one and buy 100 collector cases of Final Fantasy, I'm like, cool, leave me one, right? Like, I just want to buy one. Like, I'm okay. Or, you know, even if the scalp was like, and this is going to be very controversial, but if the scalp was like more or less reasonable, right? Like, someone buys all the freaking cases and then it's like, there's a 10, 20, 30 bucks markup. I will be like, because, you know, it's decent money, but like when you triplicate the value of the thing, it's like, I mean, if someone pays that for you, all the power to you. I mean, they are the idiots. But But still, it's like, really, what is the limit of greed? Which is kind of the topic when it comes to Wizards, because now I look at Spider-Man and I was like, well, okay, let's see some of those spoilers. And they waited for Spider-Man Day to reveal that, which was, it was leaked beforehand, that there was going to be a collector bundle, gift bundle for Spider-Man, which makes one wonder, because for Avatar, everyone is saying, like, oh, there is no Commander decks. And we're assuming that the last Commander decks are the ones in Age of Eternities. Looking at what we know and how Wizards is operating, I wouldn't be like super surprised if they suddenly decide to do like, hey, collect Commander decks. Because if there is a set that everyone was expecting to have Commander decks, it was about Avatar. But apparently no. Same with Spider-Man. Spider-Man, I was really, really expecting Spider-Man to have at least 4, like Doctor Who, like one for villains, one for Spider-Verse, one for Spider-Man, and one for, I don't know, Venom or symbiotes or something. I don't know. But apparently they didn't want to design that many cards, or there is a legal issue. It's a shame, because the one thing that I like about sets is bundles. I like my bundles, as you know. And I like Commander decks. I think that if you get those 2 products, yeah, you don't have the complete collection by any means, but you have like a very solid capsule of what that set is about, and you can enjoy it, and that's cool. Reservoir Kraken. Nice. Ognis the Dragon Slash. Ooh, Shadow of Mortality. Nice. On the other hand, I do think that 13 and 2 black. Okay, yeah. If your life total is less than your... Okay, yeah. It's like the Shadow. Treasure and Wizard. Not from the coast. I keep messing this up. I don't know. I think that one thing that really got me is like, oh, well, you have the bundle, which is already sold out because, of course, you have this other product. Also, by the way, there are some cards that apparently, I may be wrong here, but there are some cards from Spider-Man that you can only get by buying Spider-Man action figures from the Marvel Legends series. And it's like, what? Like, and again, let me go back to that person from Wizards that said, you don't need to buy everything. It's like, well, you don't need, if it's just a version, like an alt art card, you don't need to buy the action figure to have that. But what is the problem with this endless rat race that we are stuck on, that is just like, buy this, oh, now is this, FOMO, this thing is going to run out. My problem is, listen, with the Lord of the Rings, I got the first strong slap in the face. Not because of all the scalping and the One Ring, which, that's a thing, and that was a very good marketing move, and all the power to that guy that pulled the One Ring, and then Post Malone is the one that is carrying the Magic's economy. Nice. So I don't have any problem with that per se. My problem is that I tried to collect the whole Lord of the Rings set just by brute force. So you saw a lot of the things that we opened in this channel, right? So I opened the Jumpstart packs, I opened the collector boosters, the set boosters, a lot of things. The bundle, the gift bundle. I scrambled my way to get all that stuff. And that's cool. However, I realized that there were a couple of cards that I will not be able to get because they were like event specific. But I was like, okay, it's like 5 cards, maybe 10. I can get them if I can buy those, I guess, just to have like the entire Lord of the Rings set. And they keep releasing more cards. Like, oh, look at this from the scene box. It's like, oh, fuck, I need to buy the scene boxes, which we did a video about. You can see it there. And then it was like, oh, look at these cards from some other product they released, Jumpstart Volume 2, which we also opened in this channel. You can go check it. And this is likely the less cool card of all the full art lands so far. It's like the more meh. It makes sense as a swamp, don't get me wrong, but it's like, eh. Like, then they released like, oh, we're gonna do like a second wave of collector boosters. Like, oh, you guys. And guess what? All the cards now have a different frame. And now we have some other cards. It's like, what? And the set is like 1,000 something cards to collect. Then is when I realized, I was like, okay, Wizards, you don't want me to collect this shit. Like, and the only person that can collect this, Angel of Suffering, let's go. The only person that can collect this is a person that really goes in, has a lot of money, and buys a lot of shit. Which I guess you want that, but if I bought all that, and I guess that qualifies me as a whale, and I couldn't, and I was like, man, I give up. What's the target audience? Like, what are you trying to do? And with Spider-Man, it's the same. It's like, oh, you have, nice, Eurobrask, nice. This is the first Praetor, I think, if I recall correctly, that appears by surprise. No, it's not what I'm saying. The first one is Vorinclex in Kaldheim. But Urabras being here is just kind of cool. A nice border too. Cool. Obscura Interceptor, which we pulled this card like 7 times already. And a treasure. That is also a citizen. So it's like, oh, you need to buy this, you need to buy that. It's like, well, I guess I'm not collecting Spider-Man either, which I wasn't, but because the Spider-Man set, and we're going to see that because I managed to get my hands on a couple of play booster boxes. It's all over the place when it comes to the art, and it really bothers me. That's the thing that bothers me more than the actual fact of like having New York City and Spider-Man in a Magic the Gathering standard night or Commander even. I'm okay with, because I mean, if you are used to playing Commander and you play with people with proxies, you're already so either because they proxy Secret Lair, so you saw My Little Pony, you saw Deadpool, you saw all that shit, or they use like proxies on official art proxies, like people just do like a Bloodborne deck or like whatever. So I guess my brain is numb to that at this point, so I don't bother about Spider-Man, but there's something about the art that it doesn't feel very Magic the Gathering, which we will explore when the time comes. And overall, this was a shorter one compared to the others because, well, a collector booster has less cards, as you can see. Good pulls, at least in my humble opinion. At least, well, I'm excited about the Giada's Gift for my Super Friends deck. One of these days, I will show you my Super Friends deck. It has some proxies in it, so don't hate me. The people that play against that deck do hate me because that deck stalls a lot, because I mean, it's a Super Friends deck, it's all Planeswalkers. You need to protect the Planeswalkers somehow, so it is what it is. But yeah, overall, you know, this is a multicolor set because it has the gangs, right? It's one of those things that we talked multiple times in this channel, that is like after Ravnica they kept doing the sets of things, the gangs, the clans, the things, which I like. I don't have any problem with that. Overall, my feelings this week about Magic are some of, well, not peace, but it's like quiet disillusion. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool. I mean, yeah, okay, I guess I will. I play a little bit of Age of Eternities. I like the set visually a lot more than I was expecting, to be honest. Some cards really don't feel like they belong to like the Infinity set, and I do believe that there's a theory going around that is like those cards are cards that they didn't use in Infinity, and I believe that may be the case because the art. We open an Infinity collector booster. You can see the link here or down below or whatever, and it feels a lot like like that set. So it's weird, but we're gonna talk more about that when I get my hands on it. And yes, I'm gonna play with Spider-Man, and yes, I'm excited about Avatar because I like Avatar, I like Spider-Man. Funny enough, I think I am more of a Spider-Man connoisseur than I am a Avatar one, or sometimes even maybe a Final Fantasy connoisseur. But I'm not excited about Spider-Man at all, which is, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel a lot of people are just like, not feeling it. I don't know. There's a side of me that really feels like that set is going to, well, it's not going to fail because it's not. It's not going to be a Final Fantasy that sold I don't know how many million in the same day, which is crazy. But because the scalpers are going to keep it afloat because it's a Spider-Man, right? And there is the Infinity Gem. I refuse to call them stones. The Infinity Gem for the Soul Gem And it's like, oh, we're gonna do this. Like, the only thing that surprised me is that, at least to my knowledge, I may be wrong. I checked, I didn't see anything. They are not doing what I was expecting them to do, which is like include a 1 of 1 gem, like they did with a ring, or like a 5 out of 5 or something. Apparently, it's like you have the normal art and you have the cool art, and yeah, we're gonna have at least 5 more sets of Marvel. So this is Spider-Man. I guess the next sets are going to be in line with the movies, maybe, but I'm expecting that the next Marvel sets are going to be one for the X-Men, because, I mean, you need to do one for the X-Men. Come on. And that one needs to have Commander decks, because that thing, I mean, come on. One Commander deck for the X-Men, one Commander deck for the Brotherhood of Mutants, one Commander deck for Emma Frost and the Evil Syndicate, because now everyone is drooling over Emma Frost because of Marvel Rivals, so I guess that's a thing. And okay, you can do one for the Shi'ar, or maybe you can go like X-Force or like X-Men Team Blue, X-Men Team Gold. I don't know. You can do so many things with the X-Men. It's crazy. So one is for the X-Men for sure. Maybe one for the Avengers, because you want to put Captain America and Iron Man and all that, but maybe, I'm not pretty sure what else they can make a full set of. It's not that Marvel doesn't have big properties, but Spider-Man, X-Men, it's like Fantastic Four. It's like Fantastic Four can be like a secret lair. You know what I mean? It's like it's not that strong. Maybe Iron Man can be a set, but I feel that with Iron Man happens what happens most of the times, which is like Iron Man as a character is cool, but the rest of the lore, if you read the comics, is great, but most people don't give a rat's ass, because Avengers, and MCU, right? So I'm curious about what they are going to do. Like, if they did this with the Spider-Man, which feels like half-ass, when Spider-Man has like some of the most popular villains out there, I don't know what they're going to do with the rest. But X-Men is a clear win in my book, I think. I hope. So, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I'm not crazy, but, it's... Since the beginning, with the only Universes Beyond that I was like, ugh, because I don't like it at all, it was The Walking Dead, which was ironically the first. The rest I've been like, I guess, if people like it, I got to know and enjoy Doctor Who thanks to this. So this has benefits. But at the same time, I've been frustrated and very pissed with things like Final Fantasy. And I see one of my favorite hobbies and games feel like losing its identity. The good thing, and with this I finish, I promise, is that apparently we're going to have the Marvel series, the Magic the Gathering series on Netflix, and it's going to be animated or more or less 3D, apparently, which is great, because live action will pull more people in. But if you do like a good animation, like Arcane, that pulls a lot of people, because, hot take for the podcast, Arcane is very mid, but since the animation is good, people are like, have you seen Arcane? It's like the series is mid, people. It's very cliche. The animation is top, though. That shit is fire. But like the series itself is like, I guess, it's okay, but the animation is on top. So if they do that with Magic, they can get away with a lot of things. So I'm curious. And maybe if that series gets enough traction, then we will have a lot more of universes within sets. And that will be cool, because I do love the lore of Magic. Like, think about it. A lot of people had to sit and think about all this shit. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Sometimes it's just like, let's do cowboys and that's it. But sometimes it's like, okay, it's going to be like a new Capenna. It's going to be like 1920s. It's going to be like this and this. And there's like 3 factions and this happens. And they pray to the angels and all that, right? So I find it very cool. But maybe it's just me. I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. I am looking forward to read your comments. These podcast videos where you comment and we have this back and forth are great. Let me know if you want this to be like weekly. Maybe we can do it like every Friday or every Saturday or something. Just open to your suggestions. And as usual, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time, even though it doesn't look like it because I can't shut up. But, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment, because that makes my day all the time. And I will see you next time on PAX and Recreation. Bye.